This is actually my 17th year of teaching. I certified K-6. I hold my reading specialist certification. And when I started teaching, I was at Central Dauphin. I taught first, second, third grade. Then I went into reading specialist where I certified kids at the elementary level. And at the time, CD was still K-6. So I kind of held several roles when I was there. Then when I came to East Pennsboro, I taught fifth grade reading. And this is my, so many years there, I'm starting to forget. But last year, due to budget restraints, we had to kind of look at the way our middle school was laid out. We have the teaming approach, and they had to take away one teacher position from each grade level. We're a middle school of 5 to 8. But for us, it was fortunate because our director of curriculum came to ask, because I had my reading specialist certification, if I'd be interested in being an instructional coach for this school year. It's something that was brand new to our district. We have coaches in elementary, but they are also the gifted teacher. They have small math groups, small reading groups. So we didn't have anybody in a full-time coach's position. So it was brand new to us. Dan came in right along with me, and we were very fortunate. We've worked together all of our years. He was the math on my team, and I was the reading, so we've had that kind of team concept with each other for a long time, so we know each other very well. But when we were presented with this position, I was excited because I was a reading specialist before. When I was at Central Dauphin, they were starting to think about the change to coaching, and it was something I always wanted to do. But I made the change to East Pennsboro really as a family decision because that's where my kids were going to go to school. I could get home a lot faster. I could be with them. So I was really grateful. And East Pennsboro, I have a lot invested there. I'm a graduate. I teach there now. I'm a parent there, kind of the whole deal. So I was anxious because I wanted to be a part of some of the changes that were coming. But again, it was brand new. So we got our job description. It was somewhat vague. Since we got our job description, we're on our third director of curriculum, so we've had a little inconsistency on a supervisor. Our new director of curriculum is absolutely wonderful. His name's Greg Milbrand, very supportive. Such a great addition to our district and to our administration, so he's been a lot of help. We also have a superintendent who's leaving, and who's retiring, and a principal who's retiring. So we have a lot of transition in a year for a brand new position. Wow. So that's where PIC really came in for us. Nancy Newsbaum had started out the year, so she came and met with our superintendent, and we joined PIC through IU15, and she was absolutely wonderful. And then, she retired, so we only got a little bit of time with Nancy, and Kathleen came in as our mentor, and she has been a saving grace to us this year. We said we actually feel like sponges. We're so fortunate to be with the ladies from Dauphin County, and we can't wait to get to our mentor meetings because we can't ask enough questions or run enough ideas by them. I actually got to sit with Terry at my first little session at the PLO in State College, and I was so excited. My husband is like, "You sound like you're going a mile a minute." I said, "I feel professionally invigorated again. I am here and I am learning." And it was awesome. Because Terry, thank goodness in our first little group, everything is so new. I was sitting at the BDA table, and being the reading specialist I thought it meant reading strategies. I'll be completely honest. I had no idea. And so I couldn't, everybody's making fun of me of my little notepad because I couldn't write fast enough. I couldn't fill up, As you can tell, I'm excited because I love it. I absolutely love this position. I feel so blessed in the IU I'm at with the ladies and the opportunities you've afforded us, because we are seeing that difference in our school this year. And we also thought we were so fortunate because we get to be coaches in a building we've been at for 7 years. So when you're talking about the relationships, we're really fortunate because we've already had some of those. So we think within a year's time, we've been able to get into classrooms and have a relationship of trust with a lot of our teachers because we know them on a personal level. And I think that's helped so much. We wouldn't be where we're at if we had to go into a new building or if we didn't have each other, because when you said the whole team concept, we are together all the time. And it really, really helps. But we attend the monthly meetings at IU15. Kathleen, really, we're fortunate because East Pennsboro is honestly maybe 3 minutes from the IU. So we're right down the street. So Kathleen comes to our building quite often. She's been working with us with the development of our position and rolling it out to our administration because there's been such transition this year. We've used a lot of the professional development we've gotten so far for our in-services with our teachers. We've run most of the in-services this year. And we're really excited because the teachers have come to us and said for the first time, they feel like they're getting something out of the in-service. Wow. So we're excited. We've used the Collins writing. We were trained on that. So we're really, again, focused on literacy this year. We've also kind of been the RTII implementation coordinators. We're starting RTI in the middle school this year. So that's actually a huge part of our position this year because it's not seen at the middle school level very much. So a lot of it's new. At our PIC conference in State College, we did a birds of a feather with the RTII, and we were really excited. We had quite a few people show up, and we had a lot of good conversation, and that networking through PIC has been a saving grace also. Teachers we've talked to, or coaches we've talked to from across the state, you know, at State College have been sending us information. We've used the PIC Wiki so often. Our technology, we call on a lot of our friends who know technology too, because, you know, we're not really sound in that area yet, but we're getting there. So really between the RTII component, that also got us out into the classroom so much. We're using data for the first time in our building-wide. We do a pre and post test. We have data meetings with our teachers. We're using that finally. We're able to see, you know, growth in specific areas, so that's been a big help. I'm trying to think of what else we did. I'm sorry. This year has been, I feel like a sponge. Like, I really feel like so much has happened and we've learned so much together. It's never boring. At the beginning of the year, we were so worried about what we were going to do every day. And now
but that changed.
I feel like I'm dizzy. Yes, it truly is. The teachers know me and my notebook, walk around the school, and they're like, Traci, write that down. Yeah. And I'm like, okay. And Traci, write that down. I'm like, okay. And there for a while, I felt like my list was getting longer and longer and longer. And I'm a person who likes to cross everything off. And I wasn't quite getting to that, but I loved that it was growing because they started coming to us. The sounding board, you know, that's another part of our role as coaches. You know, they come in and we call ourselves sometimes the Lorax because we feel like we speak for the teachers at times. And we never had that before. So the teachers come to us, they come to us with ideas, and they're actually seeing their ideas happening in certain areas. They're seeing things being followed through with. I'm trying to think. I always go to him because we work together so much. But between the benchmark, between our data collecting, and actually the teaching, getting in with the classroom, teachers within the classroom, we've actually developed programs that we're using for behavioral. We do the behavioral side too for RTII. But they're all usually ideas we've come up with in meetings together. When you had mentioned about the teacher practice, the biggest change in teacher practice I think I've seen in our school is the consistency. We're finally seeing consistency in deliberate instruction throughout 5 to 8 because we were very segregated for a long time. It was 5th grade, who are like the little kids, you know, 6th grade, 7th, 8th. And I'll be honest, I didn't get out of my 5th grade classroom very much at all. And now we actually have an opportunity where we're bringing the teachers together. So we'll start an initiative with, you know, the writing, we did the Collins writing, we did RAF development, you know, paragraph development, and you're seeing it from 5th grade to 8th grade. And I think that is just going to, we understand like the concept of time, it's going to take some time, but there are so many great things happening in our building. And our staff, we've had a rough year this year at our middle school. We've had some things happen and morale wasn't always the best with our teachers, but I think for the first time we're starting to see that change. And we were trying to wonder again how we could hit our faculty just to make them realize how much we care about them, because we kind of see them as what we used to see our students. You know, we want to do as much for them as we can to change best practices. I'll be honest, I have a child coming up into our middle school next year, into 5th grade, so I have a personal interest and a professional interest in it. And We just started small. We do things with the faculty. We actually even went in and redid some of the faculty rooms, so they had a place to go to that made them feel like they mattered. We took your advice and we made a video that we posted on our shared drive. So this year I just feel like we have so many different facets, but I absolutely love it. We're in and out all over the place. More teachers from the beginning of the year are starting to come seek our advice, see what we can do to help. And we're definitely, we are still in the very beginning stages of everything, but what we've seen happen in a year, I get excited that I can't wait to see what happens in 2 and then in 3. And we have a lot of changes coming with administration, but Greg has been absolutely wonderful. Kathleen has been invaluable. She is just amazing, and she has helped us so much. And she said that she'll definitely help us with the transition into our new administration and what our role is. And between PIC and the IU and then our unit in our middle school, I really see great things happening. But teachers have said, we've had teachers who told us now that we have you, we're going to fight for you, like we won't lose you. And it has made us feel good because, we've definitely learned, we are learning by mistakes. And we put that out there in the very beginning. We're going to try this. If it doesn't work, then we want your honest feedback on how to make it better. So there's been a lot of open, honest conversation this year too, which is the first for that, really, in a long, long time. So I'm really anxious to see what the next couple years bring. But really what we're learning from the ladies in our IU has just been incredible. And through the PIC organization, I'm so excited for May. Like, we couldn't put that in fast enough because of what we get out of it.